So what usually happens is that the temperature gauge does not even budge a bit when the truck is on. If it does mark high, or you see moving it, in the middle and then start slowing going higher, then you'll have a problem actually with your thermostat or a loose connection with the wiring or anything. But if you completely see the gauge not working, one of the solutions is maybe the internals of this gauge is not properly making contact. So you need to take out the cluster out of your truck. Once you do so, is scratching these surfaces over here. Usually the contacts actually provide like a resistance and stop data to the gauges and all that, so that actually might solve your issue. But as you can see, we scratched all of them and we're still having no contact. So we'll have to go to dismantling the cluster to get into the gauge. Just slides out with everything exposed. Okay. Now we just have to remove these 3 screws on the side over here. Removing those 3 screws should just get the gauge out. Okay, we have our gauge out. Now if you really look closely, not sure if it shows on camera, you have these 3 turrets. And each turret will have a very small strand of wire connecting to the coil. So you have to make sure they're all intact. If they're not intact, you actually have to replace this because there's no way going around it. What we're gonna do now is remove these 4 screws using a 5.5 millimeter socket and cleaning up any corrosion that's underneath it. Okay, so we removed all the 4 screws. This comes apart. You can slowly get to the circuit and just make sure the contacts are cleaned on each and every point that makes contact. And then reassemble everything together and put it back in the truck and test it. So let's get this cleaned up and assembled so we can test it out, see if that solves the issue. Now, besides cleaning these, make sure that the washers and the contacts in each screw are clean as well, which can also prevent them making contact.